Hi Capricorn, welcome back to Dev Astrology. Today we are going to be doing the reading for the year 2025 for Capricorns, and you can watch this video both as Ascendant Rising Capricorn or Moon Capricorn as well. So I hope that answers the question which has been flooding my comment box across all videos. Now, 2025 is going to be an year of transits, and some major transits are coming into play. First and foremost, you are going to see the much awaited transit of Saturn, which is going to be moving from its own Mool Trikon Rashi, your London Lord, sitting from Aquarius, moving to the sign of Pisces. Then you will have the transit of the mighty Rahu and Ketu. They have been positioned in the sign of Virgo and Pisces, respectively. And now, post this transit, Rahu will be getting into its co-ownered Aquarius, while Ketu will be moving into the sign of Leo. And then you have the big transits. Jupiter. Yes, I use the word transits because Jupiter typically spends 1 year within a zodiac. But this year in 2025, it will be starting from Taurus, moving into Gemini, and then at the last part of the year, it will be getting into its sign of exaltation in Cancer. But that is not all, guys. Venus will also be making a big transit this year into the sign of exaltation in Pisces and remain there for about 110 days. Whilst Mars, which is currently in debilitation and retrograde, will be moving back into the sign of Gemini, come back into Cancer, and then move ahead into Leo and Virgos and henceforth, thereby bringing in drastic shifts across the landscape. So let us try and understand what is going to happen on a month-on-month basis. Now, first and foremost, in January, you will see Venus, which is the lord of your 10th house and your 5th house, be moving into your 3rd house in its sign of exaltation. You already have Rahu present and sitting in your 3rd house with Ketu in 9th. So essentially, your Venus is going to come in conjunction with Rahu, and it is going to be exalted in your 3rd house for 110 days from Jan 27th, which means if you look from your birth chart perspective, 10th lord coming into 3rd, it's a sign that you are going to put extraordinary amount of efforts. And I emphasized on extraordinary. Why? Because it is in conjunction with Rahu. Rahu is going to scale up things. It is going to dial up everything that you can anticipate with respect to your karma, with respect to your efforts. And all of it positioned in 3rd house. It's a 6th connection from the 10th that is coming into play from Venus. Many of you might be looking forward to become enterprising. If not starting your own venture or business, you could be enterprising in whatever efforts you can think of. If you are a student watching this video, remember, this is the 5th lord as well, coming 11 places away into the 3rd house, means extraordinary amount of efforts going into your education front as well. Many of you would be starting up new businesses. Even if you are a homemaker, you would be looking forward to do something different. Maybe pivot in terms of coming on to YouTube like myself, to start something on social media through Instagram, TikTok, or whatever social channels you can think of. If you are employed under someone, you would be looking forward to take larger, meaty roles, more comprehensive roles that can help you shine, that can help you come out of the shadows of others and present yourself. Your communication will be extraordinary during this period. You will be very and letting your ideas known to the world. So Capricorns, this is a time, if you have any plans, any resistance, hesitance within you that you have not been able to express yourself, this Venus transit is going to give you that opportunity. Now, I keep iterating in my videos that transits typically have 15-20% of an impact as to how you can see in your life. Majority of it is seen through your natal chart. And that is why it is also important for you to consider the dashas and antardashas that you are currently running. As a matter of fact, if you would want to analyze that how your natal chart in conjunction with transit is going to pan out in 2025, feel free to DM me on Instagram or email me with the details provided on my channel, and we can do a comprehensive analysis so that you can proactively plan as to what next 12 months are there going to offer you, as well as how can you create more bang of the buck with respect to you planning efficiently for the next 12 months. Now, as I was talking about, In conjunction with Venus here, Rahu and Venus both will be aspecting your ninth house as well. So there will be some level of interest towards spiritual affairs as well. Heightened interest, though Venus is giving a debilitated aspect. But remember, this Rahu has already made you very expressive. Even if you feel that you are deep down an introverted person, taken measures since the last transit of this Rahu to express your thoughts. Imagine dialing that 300%. That is what is going to happen in the next few months. Very importantly, I see many of you taking bunch of holidays, going around, traveling. Travel is going to be the key for Capricorns in the year 2025. You will not shy away from taking weekend getaways or even leisure trips. Many of you might even plan spiritual getaways with your parents during this period. That is another probability that comes into play. It is also possible that you might take the risk of investing big into certain areas. Please be watchful around it as long as you are maintaining a no outcome based approach. What do I mean by that? You are just invested into the process of investing and not hung up in terms of the outcomes that you can get, the returns that you can make of that investment. That investment is going to pan out pretty good for you in the long run. So you must plan accordingly. If you are planning to get into new colleges, admissions into new courses and stuff, this period could be again worthwhile. In fact, your relationships, romantic relationships, will see certain kind of an uptick during this period. There will be a lot of positivity. Many of you might have been going through breakups since the aspect of Ketu was falling in your fifth house from the ninth. But now the fifth lord coming into third, I think there will be a cautious effort by many of you Capricorn folks that you would want to mend relationships, establish new, date more people and stuff like that. And interesting part is the Pisces sign in itself is going to be hyperactive. In the month of March, at around 29th March, you will see the transit of your Lagna Lord as well as Lord of your second house into the third house. And that is where I see extraordinary emphasis coming in towards the kind of measures you take, the kind of effort you make. You are going to become extraordinarily hardworking in 2025. 2025 is the year of number 9, Mars. It's a fast moving planet. And with Saturn moving into your third house and bringing that heightened energy is going to pan out pretty well for you, Capricorns, mark my words, because you will leave no stone unturned when it comes to the efforts you put this year. With the presence in the third house, whilst Saturn will be a tad bit uncomfortable because it will be in conjunction with Rahu, but as that Rahu moves ahead along with Ketu into the other house, you will find that Saturn will now begin to shine, which means you yourself, the natives, will begin to shine. And I'm emphasizing you can think of this both from a rising as well as moon sign perspective. So hope that gives you that clarity. Now the Saturn is going to be giving an aspect to your fifth house as well. It is going to bring tad bit of delay with respect to all fifth affair matters, be it your romance, your investment strategies, your education and stuff. But it is not going to be dampening because it is an aspect in the sign of Taurus, which is a good thing given that Taurus Lord Venus is the friend of Saturn. It will also be giving an aspect to your ninth house. So spirituality, yes, will be on the rise. It is the sign of Mercury. And you will find that around this period itself, Saturn, Rahu, Venus, Sun and Mercury, all of them will be cluttered, sitting 5 planetary conjunction in the sign of Pisces in your third house itself. So that's a remarkable conjunction that is coming into play for you guys, Capricorns. And the aspect of Saturn will not be bad. It will be good, in fact, and ignite further levels of spirituality in you. But this is a period when you have this multiplanetary combination that you do not exhaust yourself mentally. Please keep a watch on your mental health as well, on your physical health as well. And I will give kudos to you that you should push hard. There is no harm in pushing harder and trying to achieve your goals. The Saturn will be aspecting your 12th house as well into the sign of Sagittarius. And thereby some of the initiatives related to isolation or bed pleasures or international travel or even export and import related matters might come into play. Remember, as long as Venus is sitting in its sign of exaltation, Jupiter is sitting in your fifth house in parivartan, exchange yoga between the two planets. So that's a very powerful combination. Your creativity and your hard work coupled together will create a brute force that can generate that impact across the axis of desires, goals achievement, fulfillment, as well as support from the leaders, bosses, and elderlies in your family. So it's a very terrific period for you Capricorns that you must utilize to the fullest. Now, since we're talking about Jupiter, let's understand what Jupiter is going to do. Jupiter is currently sitting and aspecting your Lagna, though it's a debilitated aspect, but it is aspecting the sign of Scorpio into your 11th house as well as your 9th house, which it holds natural ownership to. When we find May 14th, 15th approaching, mid part of the year, you will see transit of Jupiter will be happening into the 6th house. Now, this Jupiter is going to be in an Atichari, fast-paced, forced motion throughout the course of the year, and hence transits will be very fast. It typically stays within a sign for about a year, but in this year, it is going to be moving at an extraordinary pace. And you will realize that as this Jupiter moves into your 6th house, it is the lord of your 12th and your 3rd house coming into 6th. One thing is for sure, you will have the strength, willpower, mindset to overcome challenges, to overcome your enemies. Yes, there will be certain issues that might bother you with respect to your health, but fear not, those minor hindrances you will be able to overcome. Such kind of obstacles, challenges coming your way might be unexpected. You might not be mentally prepared, emotionally prepared for such kind of situations. Why? It is the 12th lord, the unknown enemies, the unknown problems that are coming into your known territory. But again, Jupiter being the benefic, it is going to support you and it is going to help you out of there. And this transit is not going to be lasting long because later in the year, in October, this Jupiter will be moving into its sign of exaltation in your 7th house itself. Now, before that happens, you have to understand that whilst Jupiter is present there, you might have tendencies to take bigger loans, to get into deeper problems when it comes to any kind of legal affairs. Capricorns, I will urge you to not get into those situations unless and until absolutely warranted. Because those are the kind of things that are going to pull you down. They are going to slow down your pace further. And this is the year where Capricorn, your Saturn sitting in 3rd house is going to bring you that additional amount of energy to fight. Utilize that fight in the right space, not in the wrong avenues. And I hope that is the benefit you get whilst watching this video at Dave Astrology, where we try to learn to rule our planets. You have to channelize your energies in the right direction. So if any such situations are coming, let's take a simple example. You are eyeing for a loan. Jupiter will enable that loan. But do you want to take a loan which is beyond your capability? You might even get sanctioned to get the same, but it might be an additional risk that you might undertake, and you might be want to watchful on such situations. Take challenges that are worthwhile your effort. Once Jupiter is moving into the next, before I talk about the next transit of Jupiter, let's complete the transit of Rahu and Ketu, which is happening in the same month. The true transit of Rahu and Ketu will happen around 29th of May. Well, Rahu is going to come into its own Capricorn Rashi of Aquarius in the 2nd house, while Ketu will be coming into your 8th house. Now, this can be tricky because this Rahu is going to bring in expansion in your savings, wealth, money as well. It will draw your attention towards trying different kinds of cuisine, being, interested in terms of people from different walks of life. Yes, that is also going to happen with this Rahu, but at the same time, it can bring unnecessary arguments, commotion within the family, at your home front as well. And I would want you guys to be careful on that front. This Rahu is going to give an aspect to your 6th house too. Remember, whilst Jupiter has already transited into your 6th house, Rahu's transit will make sure that it is in trine with Jupiter. And thereby, it gives a bit of more power to this Rahu, given that he is in his own sign. So you might want to be careful at your job front, but remember, you will be smart, shrewd, street smart as well in terms of taking very calculated affairs. This Rahu is going to be aspecting your 10th house as well. So from a profession, job, career perspective, it's a good transit for you. Ketu, on the other hand, is sitting in your 8th. So there could be a definite separation, alienation, or some kind of misunderstandings that might crop in with respect to your in-laws. So please be watchful on the choice of your words. As I said, you might create issues at your family front. This Ketu, though, will also bring certain level of spirituality in you. It is going to make you dig deeper in isolation and learn new practices, specifically around religion. Yes, not just spirituality, but around religion as well. And thereby, you must be open towards that and see what is the right choice of actions that you would want to take. As we move ahead, we will notice that Jupiter will get into its sign of exaltation in the seventh house, from where it will be aspecting your Lagna. Though a debilitated aspect, but it will bring a lot of confidence in you because it's the exaltation of Jupiter that is coming into play. The same Jupiter will be aspecting your third as well as your 11th house, which is another fantastic thing. You are going to get the support of this exalted Jupiter towards right areas of life and ensure that your goals, objectives, desires are fulfilled and achieved. I think it is going to be a fabulous year in terms of how the transits are panning out. You have to make sure that you channelize your energy, leverage your health, empower your relationships, and make full use of it. Jupiter's exaltation in seventh is not at all bad because it is going to bring a lot of positivity with respect to your family, with respect to your partnerships, with respect to your spousal relationships, overall marital bliss. Many of you who are looking forward to get married this year, that is the period, that particular transit will give you the right opportunity to get engaged with the right partner. However, I would want you to again emphasize on the point that check your natal dasha and figure out based on that if marriage is promised based on the natal chart or not. I hope, guys, this was an exciting reading. You enjoyed what we've watched here. If you have, then please smash on that like button and subscribe to Dev Astrology. Om Namah Shivaya.